Good morning, you sexy guys and girls. Well, it may be April, but I'll tell you, the UK is absolutely freezing at the moment. I'm actually contemplating putting a scarf on and turning the heating up in the house to full whack. Well, thanks for viewing this video. Has been done for all the collectors who are already into the Sideshow items. Obviously, they probably have seen this, which is the 1-to-1 Predalien bust. I'll show it to obviously all my chaps who haven't seen things like that, and obviously apart from my steelbooks and movies, obviously I'm really getting into this as like a hobby now, and I'm starting to build up quite a nice collection. This is my 1-to-1 Predalien bust, and I have to say, if I zoom out, it's massive. You can't see on the scale at the moment, but if I put my head or hand to it in a minute, you'll actually understand how big this guy is. It's ridiculous. I'm going to have to wheel it out to the garage later on because there's no way I can carry it. It is just so big. If anything, it's a little bit too big for me, and I'm going to have to go and buy an extra stand to put it in the garage on its own. Because of the weight and the sheer size of the thing. So if you recall, this is the Predalien from Predator vs Aliens Requiem. Not the best of films, not the worst of films either. And this alien had the advantage that it doesn't need face huggers to produce its eggs. It just produces eggs by fertiling females by putting all the seeds into them, and then they produce at least 5 aliens in one go. So it's got a bit of an advantage. It's also extremely big, tough and hard, and damn ugly, I have to say. So I kept talking about how big it is. Like, this is my hand. You see my hand? It can actually fit in the mouth. That's right, that's how big this item is. You know, it's just absolutely massive. It's just ridiculously how big this thing is. I never thought when I got the box it would be that big and so hard to get into the house via a pallet. It come on a pallet, and I had to ask the chap to take it off the pallet before he could give me the item, and it come in 2 boxes as well, separate for the dreads. So I'll show you a close-up of it, quite a lot to show you. First thing though, because obviously there's good and bad on all sort of products. Sometimes it's truly good. For me, the downside is I'm not as keen on the paintwork on this one as I am with some of the other items that I've shown you. It's not a bad job, but it needs more layers of texture, preferably some gloss, etc., sort of clear lacquer. So what I mean by that is, if I zoom in to the teeth, it's very one-toned. It's sort of silver teeth with a black spray on it, which is okay. But if you look at some of the other Sideshow items, there's a lot less detail in terms of the paintwork. So I'm going to go and get a clear lacquer paint, and I'm going to gloss up the teeth and make them a bit more drooly. Put some over the body as well, so it doesn't look so dry, because it's extremely dry looking and it needs to be a bit more shinier. That's really my only downside to it. In terms of the detail, the sheer size, the beautiful design, I have no problems whatsoever. I think it's absolutely awesome. The mouth section, as I show you, is brilliant. You got the I've forgotten the names of these things now that pulling out. There you go, see the big mandrills, that's it, that are pulling out, and you've got this beautiful sort of Predator sort of texture to the side. It's like a sort of a clear sort of plastic, and it's also got the Predator sort of detail to it. You see the sort of Predator skin going all the way around it there, and you've got holes on it as well, and inside from that you can see more of the skin. There's another layer of skin and another layer before you get to the mouth, and then you've got the muscle veins opening up before you actually get to the mouth itself. So there's quite a few layers just to get into the mouth section, and then of course you've got the famous tongue with the mouth that shoots out and punches holes in people, etc. I don't know how you can have a tongue that's got a mouth in it, so yeah, that's kind of creepy, isn't it? But iconic sort of creation, and wicked as well. The top of the dome, which is one of my favourites, there we go, you can see it here, it is clear. If you don't get an idea, if you see it from the outside, you can see the bone of the skull, very similar to the very first ever Big Chat Alien, where you can see the skull underneath the dome. They've got a similar sort of thing with this one as well. You see there's one of the eye sockets and the other one as well underneath. And then obviously you've got the main teeth, which I really want to do up and make them a little bit more effective, because I'm really disappointed with the texture on the teeth and the mandrills themselves. They need a bit of shine on them. So I'll get that done, and it will look better for it afterwards. So if we zoom around to the side, you got a side view of the whole thing. There we go, beautiful, beautiful design. You see the silver dreads, and these are solid, they're not flexible or anything like that. And I think that they feel like they're made out of metal, actually. You can't, they're heavy. There's about it's about 8 of them either side. Obviously they come in a separate box and they're numbered when I got them. And yeah, they fit in perfectly and they move right round. So if you zoom it around to the very front, you can see they're not flat. They actually are all flailed out in different sizes. And here we go, it's my Predalien from the front view. Absolutely awesome design. And yeah, I've seen this in other videos, but I have a feeling when I start showing people my collection, this is the one that they're going to notice the first, because it is the most prominent, it's the biggest one, and you're always drawn to the biggest item. And when you see a huge mouth like this, that is exactly what you're going to get with this Predalien. Absolutely awesome, absolutely love it now. At first it took me a little while to get used to, because I wasn't too happy with the paintwork on it, but now I've really warmed to it, because I've got to appreciate the sheer size of it, the detail of it, and the fact that I can gloss it up myself, and I will get it done. I'll be looking it up, how to get all that done professionally and done really, really well. So absolutely massive. I'll stand up to the top, as I can see. You can see you've got the stencil markings, as I said, my hand to the top of just the base unit itself, just so there's a rough idea how you know, how big it is in comparison to me. And you've got the beautiful top of the head spine, which goes all the way right round to the back and into the what I think are the egg sacs, where it produces the eggs which it puts into the female humans, and then goes and zooms all the way around to the back. Very similar to the queen alien, where it's got that big sort of bone on the back of its head and then its neck underneath. I think it's exactly the same sort of thing. So that's pretty funky. If you zoom in underneath, it's sort of like a spaceship. I don't know if you can actually see because of the light, so I apologise for that, but there's so much detail of the bone underneath there. You can see the parts of the egg sacs with the veins. Then you've got the back, which would head towards the back of the body as well. It's absolutely ginormous. Again, you know, I could fit my head under this piece because it's so huge. It's unbelievable. I cannot believe they've spent so much time, you know, and detail on an item this size. It's just sheerly massive. Look, my foot, you know, I've got a size A foot. It's not the biggest in the world, but look how small it is compared to this item. You know, it's absolutely massive. I'm like, wow, oh my god, I still can't believe how big this item really is. It's a 1-to-1 scale, and that really is 1-to-1 scale. It's absolutely ginormous. As I said, there's a detail of the skin itself. You can see they've rough skin edges going all the way around it, to the side and underneath as well. And then you've got a bit more of the skin texture vein section underneath, and the neck area. There we are. Awesome, absolutely awesome. It goes all the way to the neck. See, some of this I haven't even got around to looking at myself, because there's so much to see. And wow, yeah. But this looks strongest, I'll say, if you're quite far back from it. I'll say a couple of meters away, rather than looking at it close up, because it is that type of item. It needs to be a little bit further away to appreciate. And even if it is a couple of rooms away, you're still going to be able to spot it because of the sheer size of it and the sort of the character that it commands among everyone else. Absolutely awesome. Now, there weren't many made. I believe they're limited to about 500. I can't recall what number I've got. I think it's around the 252 sort of mark, my number. It does actually say underneath the base, but such is the weight and size of the thing. I haven't actually I'm not able to lift it up and look under the base myself. I've just seen this through someone else's video, and yeah, that's how I've sort of spotted it. So there we go. This is my quick sort of review of this one. Reason is because I'm popping out soon, but hope you enjoyed this one. If you are thinking about it, if you're lucky enough that you can find one, because obviously they've been long out of stock now for the past 12 months or so. So they are difficult to get hold of. A few places are knocking around. There's no places left in the UK shops now that do it. I got the very last one, and that was lucky too. But there is one chap I think still selling one on eBay for about £850. So yeah, you can probably get it off of him. But you know, again, that sort of money on eBay, I wouldn't really recommend doing it unless you go over there and see it for yourself. Because obviously the most important thing is you want it brand new, and you don't want anything damaged, scratches or anything like that that take away the sort of price value. And obviously it's very important to have all the packaging with them. I know you hide the box away and you put it away, but it is important for value, and if you sell things in the future, you have no idea how much just keeping the box adds to the value of an item. You can have over 200 to 250 depending on the price. I think I say even without the box on this, it probably would shave as much as £250 off of it. So there you go. As I said, there's I love the this part here. It's my favourite part, with the Predator sort of skin going around it, absolutely stunning. And to the mandrills at the very front of it as well. So there you go, guys. That's my Predalien, my big beast, the big mother. I'll have to give it a name because it demands one. It's just so big. Lucy came downstairs earlier. She didn't know I bought it in the house. She saw it in the garage quickly when I was building it up, putting the dreads on it, and she was like, "Oh my God!" She was like kind of shocked. She wasn't expecting to see it, and you know, the sheer size of the thing. Anyway, okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that one, and Preddy and myself will see all you chaps again soon. Alright, you take care now. Cheers.